All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Heat number 1. David Flanagan and Ryan Caldwell on the front row. Dylan Schreiner, Cody Burke on the second row. CJ Jeffries, Devin McDonald have the third row. Matt Moniak, Kyle Reeder on the fourth row. And Chad Johnson and Braden Diaz round out the field for Heat 1. All the drivers get gridded up. Only 10 drivers on track for the heats. We're definitely, though, going to get a good idea of what the feature is going to be like. Best guess is bumpy. Pay close attention to those left front tires. If you weren't here for practice, you'll definitely note that they are not on the ground much. Hey, good evening, Ryan. Pace car will make a very, very hard left-hand turn as they come down to 3 and 4. David Flanagan out front in control. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. They are down and away in LA. Everybody makes it through 1 and 2 without an issue. Flanagan already. Oh, we've got one in the wall. Looks like Kyle Reeder and Chad Johnson got together. Another incident back behind it. Wow! I think some of these guys are just yeeting each other. Pileups, as we mentioned during practice, pileups are definitely going to be a problem. Chad Johnson has already taken it to pit road. David Flanagan still out front, followed by Dylan Schreiner, CJ Jeffries, Matt Moniak, and Cody Burke. And Flanagan, due to the early incidents, is already into lap traffic. Braden Diaz doing everything he can to keep the leader behind, but couldn't do it. Oh! Schreiner just got, oh! Schreiner got loose, went up the track. Moniak nowhere to go. If this is any indication of the future, I think things are going to get really, really spicy. CJ Jeffries back in second, 3 seconds behind at the moment with 2 to go. And here we go, heat number 1. Out of turn 4, David Flanagan will get the first win of the night. And he celebrates by destroying the engine. On to heat number 2, Richie Ragsdale and Evan Yannick on the front row. Joe Huerta and Nicholas Johnson at the second row. Austin Ruskoff and Mason Mitchell in the third row. Chris Walker and Brandon Schusler on the fourth row. Mark Dantuma and Tyler Irwin round out the field for Heat 2. Infinity, I have to wonder if it's just a matter of surviving. Pace car gets ready to make that sharp turn onto pit road. Remember, in the feature, you'll see where a pit road exit is as they come through out of 2. I suspect if we have any cars come off pit road under green flag conditions in the feature, well, things are going to get ugly. Hunters is the Brandon Schusler fan club, as here we go. Green flag is in the air. Oh, already through 1 and 2, Schusler and Irwin involved. A lot of banging mid-pack as everybody trying to move forward. Schusler has gone to pit road as Joe Huerta has just taken the lead, but Evan Yannick is coming by. It is just pandem. Oh, holy cow! Richie Ragsdale, Mason Mitchell, both involved in that. Things definitely getting spicy out here tonight. Evan Yannick, Joe Huerta, and Austin Ruskoff now the top 3. Well, if you're not following us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube, you might want to go follow on YouTube. I have a feeling we're going to have a lot of shorts out of the feature here tonight. Brandon Schusler is making his way off pit road. This could be a sign of how this goes in the feature. And he does manage to get out clean. Two laps to go. Now coming to the white flag, Joe Huerta out front. And Evan has been right on his bumper the whole time. Does he have anything left? The car in trouble ahead. It won't matter. Joe Huerta wins Heat 2. Wow. Well, it looks like Team JSR now has 2 wins, and the Schusler Fan Club HQ is not happy right now. Heat number 3 will see Patrick Pieper and Garrett Korn on the front row, Frederick Ladouceur and Jesse Gordon on the second row, Alex Harper and Joshua Rudolph on the third row, Scott Roney and Trevor Aswarnoth on the fourth row. Evan Carlbon and Jacob Diaz round out the field. Moniak already in trouble and gonna have to fight his way through the C main. Not surprised. It's great to see you back on track, Matt. Patrick Pieper leads him around. Pace car to make that hard left turn. He is in. Green flag back in the air. Holy cow. We've got one driver who tried to shoot the gap up top. That was Trevor, and he picks up several spots, but chaos behind. Patrick Pieper in the lead, but lap traffic's going to be a huge factor. Wow, Jesse Gordon got clipped. He's around. Well, every heat so far has just been a lot of chaos. 150 lap feature with all 30 drivers. Yeah, it'll be fine. Trevor already up into third place. Up 5 spots. His move at the start definitely worked. Alex Harper following him up to 4th. Joshua Rudolph in 5th. Patrick Pieper still in the lead, but lap traffic becoming a big problem. Pieper managing to get away for the moment. Frederick now in 2nd. Trevor back. Oh no, Trevor's around. Patrick Pieper out front. He started to get away, but now Frederick right back to his bumper. And you can tell these guys are fighting for every bit of grip they can find, and there ain't much out there. Here they come through 3 and 4. The white flag flies one more time around. Patrick Pieper has a 3/4 of a second lead as they go off into 3 and 4. Patrick Pieper will win the 3rd heat. As the sun goes down and the lights come up, it's time for the C main with Devin McDonald and Jesse Gordon on the front row, Chris Walker and Kyle Reeder on the 2nd row, Scott Roney and Mason Mitchell on the 3rd row, Matt Moniak, Garrett Korn on the 4th row. Brandon Schusler has an opportunity to make his fan club happy again. He starts in 9th. You have to wonder how many of these drivers watch that last heat, watch that move by Trevor. Will somebody try and make the shot, pick up several spots on the high side? Jesse Gordon out front. Along with Devin McDonald. although starting on the front row has not had a huge impact here tonight. Several drivers who started on the front row ended up at the back of their field. So anything can happen at the Coliseum. As the pace car dives to pit road, McDonald leads them out of 4. Green flag is in the air for the C-Main. Already some heavy bumping coming out of 2. Jesse Gordon now has a run down on the bottom. Garrett Korn starting to make his way forward. The Maniac battling with Schusler and Roney back behind. Schusler now makes his way up into 8th place on the attack. Moniak slips back to 9th as Jesse Gordon sets the fastest lap so far tonight. And in case you guys had not noticed it yet, pay close attention to those left front wheels. For about half of the straightaways, those wheels, those tires are not touching the ground. Scott Roney now up into 7th. Oh, Garrett Korn is around. Jesse Gordon and Devin McDonald just running away with it. Kyle Reeder in 3rd. Mason Mitchell in 4th. As we've got a battle on for 5th, Roney's going to take it. Schusler continues marching his way forward. He's now up to 7th, but about to go a lap down. Jesse Gordon looking under the lap car. Brandon Schusler, he's going to pass him. That lap car in the middle has been a huge help for Jesse Gordon. He opening up a little bit of a gap with 3 to go. Devin McDonald still holds on to 2nd. Kyle Reeder in 3rd. Schusler just lost a position. Garrett Korn back to 7th. And white flag flies one more time around for Jesse Gordon. He and Devin McDonald have opened up a safe gap behind. And Jesse Gordon will win the C-Main. It has been a wild and eventful night. And now on to the B-Main as Mark Dantuma and Ryan Caldwell have the front row. Trevor Aswarnoth and Richie Ragsdale on the 2nd row. Braden Diaz, Evan Carlton on the 3rd row. Tyler Irwin, Chad Johnson on the 4th row. And Jacob Diaz rounds out the field. Everybody stacked up, ready to go. We suspect iRacing will get Bowman Gray sometime in the next 6 months due to the Clash moving to that track. However, when they get Bowman Gray, they do have to add in a method of getting out and fighting after every race. I recommend Mortal Kombat. Here we go. Pace car is in. Dan Tuma up front. Green flag is in the air for the beam. And wow, Dan Tuma and Caldwell get a great launch. Chad Johnson had a lot of problems in his heat. Jacob Diaz lurking back behind. Might be the safest place to be as problems. Richie Ragsdale went around. He now drops back into ninth. Mark Dantuma has a problem. Chad Johnson also around. Both drivers go to the back. Braden Diaz now into second. Ryan Caldwell has the lead. It is really difficult to keep up with everything that happens on this track when there's just 10 cars out here. The feature is gonna get nuts. And we've got somebody going backwards. That was Braden Diaz. He is trying to hold on to fifth, but oh, he gets into Ragsdale. Chad Johnson right there dives it to the inside, and Diaz manages to hold on to fifth. Meanwhile, Caldwell out front now has a 6.3 second lead on Trevor. He's just Caldwell just has to coast it from here and stay out of trouble. Trevor is closing the gap just a little bit, but not enough to get there in time. Braden Diaz, all sorts of problems on the backstretch. Diaz kept trying to save it. Ragsdale found him. Wow, indeed. A big mess out of turn 4 as Caldwell gets the white flag. Well, I can definitely say this one has been exciting as Ryan Caldwell gets the win in the B-Main. Well, folks, who's ready for the ultimate chaos to begin? All right, ladies and gentlemen, take a deep breath because here we go. David Flanagan and Joe Huerta on the front row. Patrick Pieper, CJ Jeffries on the second. Evan Yannick and Frederick Lodesher on the third row. Cody Burke, Austin Ruskoff on the fourth. Alex Harper and Dylan Schreiner round out the top 10. Nicholas Johnson starts in 11th next to Joshua Rudolph in 12th. Jesse Gordon in 13th. Ryan Caldwell in 14th. Devin McDonald 15th. Trevor Asrenarth in 16th. Kyle Reeder 17th. Chad Johnson 18th. Mason Mitchell in 19th. Tyler Irwin rounds out the 20-car field. Well, next week, points racing starts for the new X Series, but looks like they are ready to put on one heck of a show for all of y'all. will get the green flag. Next time by, Barney the Flagman stands ready. I did hear Barney the Flagman has been lifting extra weights in preparation for today's race. I think he's going to need it. Flanagan in control. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air there, down and away. Huerta lost some ground right off the start. Pieper now to second. And Caution is out already. Alex Harper, Chad Johnson, Mason Mitchell, and Tyler Irwin all involved. Let's see what happened. Right off the start, coming out of turn 2. Oh, just a little contact. Harper goes into the wall, and the stack up behind. Wow. I did manage to say before the race what could possibly go wrong. We saw in practice and we saw it in the heats. One car goes around, there's gonna be a stack up. And good evening to everybody who's here for the first time, folks. Make sure you tune in this week on Tuesday night. A lot of these same drivers will be back Tuesday and Wednesday night with C12 Motorsports. And some big announcements coming very, very soon. Here we go. Pace car is back in. Flanagan still in control. Green flag. Wow, what a jump Flanagan got. Looking back behind as they come out of caution is out already. And a big stack up at the front. Patrick Pieper was involved, and it appears it started with him. Let's take another look and see what happened. There's Pieper on the outside. Head down. Oh, Pieper on the brake, snaps loose. He's at the front. Everybody just piles in and stacks up. Watching down from the blimp. There you see Pieper on the high side. They come into turn 2 down the backstretch. Pieper just gets in too deep, stomps the brakes, and pile up at the exit of turn 4. CJ Jeffries managed to survive that and take the lead as the lights are out. Pace car is in. CJ Jeffries, Evan Yannick up front. Green flag back in the air. Jeffries gets the best launch we have seen all night. Everybody makes it through 1 and 2 this time. Jeffries leads that time by David Flanagan on the move, trying to make the pass up top. Cody Burke now looking down underneath. Burke now up 4 spots. Caution is out. Evan Yannick involved. Yannick was at the front. He was trying to make something happen up top. Heads off into one. Looks like he had a little help from behind. Take another look, see if we can see if he had some help on that. Definitely appeared so, but again, you see how much time they spend with that left front in the air. Ouch. That's definitely getting bumpy out on track tonight. Lights are out on the pace car. David Flanagan, CJ Jeffries on the front row. Jeffries has the inside. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air, and Burke gets a good launch behind Jeffries into second. Oh, a lot of bumping going off into 3. We've got a car around. Caution is out. Stack up turn 3. Joshua Rudolph and Ryan Caldwell involved in that one. There they go, off into the turn, out of turn 2, everybody side by side. It seems like as soon as they head off into 3, they all just stack up. A couple of guys trying to get low. There's Caldwell on the high side. Joshua Rudolph had a big run, and Caldwell had to check up. And then they pile in. All right, anybody in the comments want to make a guess? I should have asked this earlier on. Any guesses as to how many cautions tonight? Lights are out. Everybody stack back up, ready to go. Pace car is in. Green flag is back in the air. A lot of side-by-side action and not a lot of patience for a 150-lap race. Zolazoo, you're not wrong, and caution is back out. Looks like Devin McDonald, Austin Ruskoff, and Chad Johnson. See what happened here. Devin McDonald wide, coming out of turn 4 down the front straightaway. Oh, Jesse Gordon just slid into his bumper. Ruskoff had nowhere to go. Chad Johnson nowhere to go. But great job by both drivers getting them woed up. Not a lot of undamaged cars out on track. Nobody has been to pit road. However, due to the low speeds the drivers are running here, they don't get the cars too tore up. However, enough banging around, enough torn sheet metal, eventually these cars will start to fail. And here we go. Pace car is in. CJ Jeffries in control. Cody Burke on the high side. Green flag back in the air. And the best restart we have seen from the high side goes to Cody Burke, who manages to slide into second. A lot of bumping. And caution is back out. David Flanagan involved in this one. Looked like Flanagan was trying to back off. There's Flanagan right on the bumper of Cody Burke. He tried to get underneath but couldn't get it done. He gets a good run but slams the brakes on to not get into Cody. And everybody piles in back behind. I do believe that was Kyle Reeder that managed to get lifted up just a little bit. Yep. And he got a little help with the turn, but he went the wrong way. Zolazoo, you're probably right. Restart should be single file. However, it's a quarter-mile track, and double file restarts take over half the track, so you gotta wonder how well that would work out. Pace car is back in. CJ and Cody still at the front. Green flag back in the air. Got one in the wall. Jesse Gordon losing a lot of ground. He's back on the move. But that highline just seems to lose so much ground. If you get stuck out of there, a freight train is coming by. And caution is back out. Holy cow, CJ Jeffries in the wall. Looks like it started back behind with Tyler Irwin. Let's see what happened back behind. Close call with Jesse Gordon. Then Irwin getting into the turn gets hard on the brakes. And everybody stacks up back behind. Let's see if we can see what happened with CJ. Oh, looks like there may have been a hint of contact. CJ ends up buried in the wall. It does appear the moment of that incident, CJ, the caution was out. CJ gets moved back to the front. Everybody stacked back up, ready to go. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. Well, I can tell you, coming into the race, they knew they would not need to pit for fuel. However, almost a third of the way into the race, you have to wonder, will anybody at any point try to duck in and take tires? Cody Burke just lost a bunch of ground as Pieper takes the lead. Cody Burke now to second, and caution is back out. Joshua Rudolph involved. See if we can see what happened with Rudolph. Remember, he had a rough heat, but managed to come out of that one okay. Looks like some contact with Johnson as they went off into 1 and 2. A little bit of damage getting the car turned around, but he does get it going. Patrick Pieper now in the lead, followed by Cody Burke, CJ Jeffries, Frederick Lodesur, and Joe Huerta. Mason Mitchell in the 147, the biggest mover of the night so far, up 12 spots into 7th. Lights are out on the pace car. The drivers stack up. This is a situation where if the leader breaks unexpectedly, it has an impact at the tail of the field. Green flag is back in the air. Anybody stomping the brake at the wrong time could cause absolute chaos. One car, I believe it's Flanagan, up in the wall. Austin Ruskoff has had a problem, but no caution. Jesse Gordon and Devin McDonald have had a problem. Caution is back out. Let's take a look at the incident first with Austin Ruskoff. Austin there in the 88, coming down the back straightaway toward turn 3. Oh, he just gets checked up a little too much and gets spent around. Then the incident with Jesse Gordon. Jesse up on the high side, trying to work his way back to the front, but he loses a bunch of ground. Oh, and gets a big bump off into the turn. Wow and ouch. Really starting to see, if you look closely at some of these cars, really starting to see significant damage. Patrick Pieper has a lot of damage on the backside of his car. As does Cody Burke and Frederick, as well as CJ Jeffries. Can tell a lot of problems happening under braking tonight. Here we go, pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. Oh, big stack up in turn 2. Caution is back out. Joe Huerta involved, along with most of the field being caught up. See if we can see what happened there on the restart. Huerta gets, oh! It's a little too deep into turn 1. They end up 4 wide. And some of those guys keep fighting through. See if we can get another angle on this. You'll see a lot of sheet metal fly as some of these guys just barely lifted, and they end up 4 wide. Huerta gets drug around the track. I've been doing this a long time. That's the first time I've seen that happen. Several cars getting back, waved back to the lead lap. Still 18 of the 20 drivers still on the lead lap in the fight. Pace car heads in. Green flag back in the air. Pieper leads them through 1 and 2, and oh! Traffic jam at the exit of turn 2. Jesse Gordon, Alex Harper, and Joe Huerta gets caught in it again. See if we can see what happened. There's Jesse on the inside as the green flag flies. Oh, looks like the car just ahead gets turned around and everybody just barrels in. Did not look like Alex Harper had any help getting that car turned. Oh, yep, he did. Had a little help, got her squared away. It's probably a good thing we cannot dial up any of the drivers' radios right now. I'm willing to bet there are some arguments going on and a lot of frustration. All 19 cars still on track are back on the lead lap. Evan Yannick out of the race early. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. Oh! Dylan Schreiner went hard into turn 3. Caution is back out. There's Schreiner off into the turn. On the power down the back straightaway, and oh, he did have a little bit of help. Mason Mitchell also appears to have gotten a little bit of help there in the 147. Now it looks like Mason's stepping on the brakes, trying to avoid it. He did get hit by everybody else. Hey, good evening, Hans. Yeah, we've had a little carnage here. Lights are out on the pace car. Kyle Reeder has towed to pit road. We'll see if he comes back out. Patrick Pieper in control. Pace car is in. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. Cody Burke on the high side into 1 and 2. Pieper pulls ahead. Mid-pack, several cars around. Chad Johnson, Ryan Caldwell, and Dylan Schreiner caught up again. There's Caldwell off into the turn. Oh, he gets into Johnson, slams on the brakes. Both of them end up backed up into the wall. And thankfully for Dylan Schreiner, he managed to stop before he got to him. I did mention earlier on Barney the flagman put in a couple extra workouts this week. Good job, Barney. I don't know that you could have done this without that. Lights are out on the pace car. Patrick Pieper still in control. Cody Burke still on the high side. Pace car is in. Green flag is back in the air. And caution is back out. Jesse Gordon, Mason Mitchell, and Chad Johnson all involved. Jesse Gordon there on the high side as they come down. They pick up the green flag. Fired off into turn one. Gordon tries to come to the bottom. Gets hit hard and they stack up behind. And it looks like we may have had a few more cars hit the incident limit. Looks like Jesse Gordon is out of the race. "16 cars still on the lead lap. 19 cars still on track." Several cars getting waved around in a close call with the leader there. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. And caution on the restart. Looks like Alex Harper, Frederick Ladisseur, and Austin Ruskoff all involved. Coming out of turn 4 on the restart. Oh, looks like one car gets the out. It looks like Alex Harper got into the wall on the restart, forced a big checkup back behind. Jesse Gordon is back out on track. Looks like he was having connection problems. We'll see if the admins wave him back to the lead lap. Remember, tonight is a non-points event, just starting the season off with the drivers having a little bit of fun. Points racing starts next week with far less chaos. Here we go. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. Everybody makes it through 1 and 2. This time, Patrick Pieper leads across the line. And oh! Trevor in the wall. We've got body panels flying. Caution is out. CJ Jeffries, Kyle Reeder, Devin McDonald, all involved. Let's see what happened. CJ been up front most of the night. Oh, he got tapped on and looks like leaned on a little bit. He tried to get off into the turn. Flanagan nowhere to go. And a big stack up back behind. CJ had to turn around, drive all the way back to the start-finish line just to get the car turned around. Rough night for a guy who was leading the race early on. Nobody has been to pit road for repairs so far, but David Flanagan could be in trouble. Let's dial up his in-car camera and show you why. That is his hood, which is no longer attached at the front. In fact, let's just ride along with him on the restart and see if it stays in place. Here they go. Green flag back in the air. Well, you can definitely tell when he gets on the brakes. Oh! Wow, it is getting rough out there, and a big stack up. Caution is back out. I think Flanagan took the worst of that one. There's Flanagan in the orange Reese's car with the hood not firmly attached. Flanagan gets a tap into the turn, then smacked, and a couple of cars back behind. Might have been Alex Harper that I saw catch a little bit of air. Yep. Harper just back up in the air. And Flanagan has come to pit road. Likely coming in to use a quick fast repair and get back out on track. No tires, no fuel. The car's repaired. He is back out. Lights go out on the pace car. Patrick Pieper now has Trevor on the outside. Pace car is in. Green flag is back in the air. Pieper goes up the track into Trevor. Nicholas Johnson almost got a run underneath him. Wow, Cody Burke slipping back as Nicholas Johnson is on the move, and a big battle back behind. Joe Huerta trying to make his way back to the front. Dylan Schreiner right there, and Huerta's in the wall. They get it squared away. No, we will have a caution. Keep an eye on Huerta in the 25. He gets clear and tries to move up the track out of the turn, but comes across the nose of another car, ends up in the wall, does manage to get it straightened out and keep going without losing much ground. Joshua Rudolph and Dylan Schreiner both came to pit road. Looks like both drivers using their fast repair now. A lot of banged up race cars out on track. The boys back at the shop will not be happy tomorrow morning. Lights are out as they come down the back straightaway. Pace car is in. Pieper in control. Green flag back in the air. Everybody makes it through 1 and 2. Still a battle up front. Pieper clears into the lead. Trevor in second. Cody Burke, Nicholas Johnson battling it out. Chad Johnson has had a problem behind. No caution as of yet. Oh, Nicholas Johnson and Cody Burke had multiple battles throughout the Gen 4 season. Now they're battling again here at the Coliseum. See if we can see what happened to Chad Johnson a moment ago. Chad not far behind Nicholas, trying to close back up. Oh, and just gets the big boot chrome horn off into the turn. Does quickly recover. Tyler Irwin has had a problem back behind. No caution yet. 40 to go. The top three on a bit of a breakaway. Fourth place, Joe Huerta, 2.5 seconds back. Nicholas Johnson in fifth. CJ Jeffries in sixth. Devin McDonald in seventh. Chad Johnson in eighth. Dylan Schreiner in ninth. And Mason Mitchell in 10th. Caution is out. Let's see what happened with Irwin. Irwin back in the middle of the pack. Oh, he just loses grip into 1 and 2. Chris, that is definitely true. They will restart with just over 35 laps to go. Just looking at some of the stats, the fastest lap of the night was a 13.74 by Cody Burke and Joe Huerta. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. Pieper clears traffic immediately. Cody Burke battling for second with Trevor. Whoa! Mason Mitchell has got a huge problem. Caution is back out. Looks like Trevor involved in this one. Let's take a look and then we'll see. Oh, little 3-wide action back behind, but it's Trevor in third. He gets a big bump, sent out and around. And let's take a moment. Riding along with Mason Mitchell. And that was the green flag. I have no idea how he was driving that. But great job, Mason. The funny thing is, Mason did not go to pit road, so he has not gotten the car fixed. The hood is still bouncing, but is not up at the moment. Pace car is back in. Green flag back in the air. Just under 30 laps to go. CJ Jeffries has made his way back up toward the front. Currently running in third and gets into Burke. Man, he just drove it under Cody. CJ definitely pushing as he closes in on Pieper. Dylan Schreiner and Joe Huerta. These two have gotten together and been involved in quite a bit tonight, and caution is back out. Let's see what all happened here. There they come out of 4, a little bit of contact. Then back into 1 and 2, a little more contact. Several cars back behind just stack up. We are starting to see a few cars here and there hit pit road to utilize their fast repair. And I think CJ Jeffries may have gone to pit road earlier. He went to pit road on lap 92. No tires, no fuel. Just got the car fixed, and it seems to be making a world of difference. Lights go out on the pace car. Patrick Pieper and now CJ Jeffries on the front row. Cody Burke, Dylan Schreiner on the second. Joe Huerta, Mason Mitchell on the third. David Flanagan, Chad Johnson, Devin McDonald, and Trevor Aswarnoth round out the top 10. Pace car is in. Green flag in the air. Jeffries holds on to second. Cody tried to make a move, couldn't do anything. Dylan Schreiner pulls up into full. Whoa! Big send by Mason Mitchell to get to the outside on Huerta. And now a big problem into 3 and 4. I think some of these guys' tires are just going. They are sliding into the turns. And caution is out. Chad Johnson got caught up in this one. Oh, looks like Johnson just got in a little too deep. And everybody back behind came to a stop. Austin Ruskoff slid it in. There's Ruskoff in the 88 car, and that car is taking a beating tonight as well. There's the slide. Austin just slides it in. Not bad. Hey, Hans, thank you for the sub, buddy. Lights are out on the pace car. Just over 15 to go. As the pace car drops in, green flag back in the air, 15 to go at the line. Everybody makes it down into 3 and 4. Patrick Pieper still has the lead. Caution is back out. looks like Trevor, Chad Johnson, and Jesse Gordon involved. There's Trevor on the high side, stack up just ahead. Oh! Ho! Ouch! The car ahead hit so hard, it got sent to the Shadow Realm. There you see the 147 ahead. He has had a bunch of hits, and it's obviously affected the handling of the car. Trevor just has nowhere to go to avoid it. Trevor has come into pit road to get repairs. That'll be a plus. His hood might have gotten stuck and could have become a serious problem like we saw earlier. You know, only one driver has changed tires all night tonight. 7th place, Joshua Rudolph got fresh tires on lap 99. He is back up into 7th. Will it make a difference here late in the run? Pace car is in. Pieper in control. Green flag back in the air. 9 to go. Pieper clears. Now CJ Jeffries holds on to 2nd. Holy cow, Dylan Schreiner really wants to get that podium. He's sending it in deep, and he gets a little help. Wow, caution is back out. Let's take a look at that one again. There's Dylan. You can see he was sending it deep into the turn, trying to get ahead and do anything he could. Then into the next turn, he just gets a big bump from behind. Ouch. Alright, we're going to restart this race likely with 3 laps to go. Here's my question. You guys answer in the comments. Do you think we'll see a green-white checker tonight? Don't forget to make sure you check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and the YouTubes. Obviously, a lot of YouTube shorts coming this week. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. 3 laps to go at holy cow. Somebody got sent hard into the outside wall. See if we can see what happened here. They get fired, head down into 1 and 2. Oh, Huerta gets sent hard into the wall. And a stack up back behind. So we will go to a green-white checkered. Patrick Pieper, CJ Jeffries, Cody Burke, Devin McDonald, and Joshua Rudolph, the top 5. Austin Ruskoff, Ryan Caldwell, Kyle Reeder, and Nicholas Johnson, the only cars left on the lead lap. 9 cars on the lead lap, still in the fight. Here we go. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. Pieper slips away. Burke gets under CJ into second. Down through 3 and 4. Pieper leads them out. They will take the white. Last time around, can Patrick Pieper hold them off? Down into 3 and 4. It looks like he may get it. Yes, Patrick Pieper will get the win. Cody Burke pulls off second. CJ Jeffries comes home in third. And let's talk to our top 3, starting with CJ. Hey, CJ, it's Doug. You got me? How tired are you after that?
I'm all right, but, you know, my arms may be a little tired from all the sawing on the wheel I had to do.
Well, it was definitely a workout out there. You guys had a lot of time to rest, but had a lot of action as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think for the most part, the racing up front was really respectful, and we were able to kind of just run our own race. The guys in the back just couldn't quite figure it out. And my race started to go south once Cody kind of got in the back of me, and my car got a little tore up. But I'm glad I was able to make it through the field as effortlessly as I was able to. I was able to avoid all the junk and all that stuff. So it was a good race.
Well, great job, man. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you. You guys have a good night.
Cody Burke comes home in second. Cody, it was definitely a wild, wild night, but you come home on the podium.
Yeah, it was a wild one. It really wasn't even a race, just survival.
It was something, we'll give you that. There was quite a bit of chaos, but I honestly think you stayed out of 99.9% of it. Your car was actually in really good shape at the end.
Yeah, I got into a few little things, mostly my fault, but overall it was pretty clean. Just couldn't really go anywhere. Was in bad positions on restart. Seemed to get stuck up on the top most of the time, but we'll take it into next week.
Well, great job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And finally, our winner, who's outdoing donuts. Patrick, congratulations. You're going to celebrate over every inch of this track, aren't you?
I'm trying. I mean, there's not a whole lot of this track to really celebrate on either, so it's kind of hard to pick and choose, but I figured this is probably the best place to kill my motor, which is probably going to grenade here any second.
Yeah, probably so, but man, you got up front like a little past the halfway point. Once you were there, nobody could get back past you.
Yeah, I mean, it helped that they didn't really have a whole lot of laps to work with, unfortunately. It would have been nice to get a lot of more green flag laps in, but I really can't complain. I mean, I felt like I was able to hit the brake marks pretty good because there's a lot of braking, obviously, at this track. It's a lot like Martinsville, which is another track I feel like I'm fairly good at. But yeah, I mean, I won this race last year for the X Series, and winning it again, it feels good.
Well, great job tonight, buddy. Congratulations.
All right, thanks a lot, Doug. Thanks for broadcasting and sticking through it with us.
You're welcome. And thank you guys at home so much for sticking with us. It was a wild night. But we did survive to the end. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget, C12 Motorsports is back Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. We will see you then, and who knows what surprises we'll have between now and then. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great night, everybody.